Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, we live, we live. We're gonna get hop right into it, man. On a Thursday night, we're gonna still talking some battle rap. Everybody's saying like, make it a pod. So get your bars off pod. That's what it is, man. And
Go.
I'm your host, Boss Chick Rain, aka Barbara Bars. And tonight,
Hey, I like that.
my co-host is Combat.
It's your
What's
boy
goody, my guy?
Combat, aka Don Curleone. We
Hey,
throwing acronyms. You know what
all
I mean?
right,
I
New
was gonna
York,
ask you about that.
Jersey.
How you feel about this name? What'd you think about it?
It's different.
I think it's just funny.
It's funny. It's funny. It's
Like
funny.
it's just funny once you actually like read it. Cause sometimes people just read it quickly. Oh, Don Curleone. Then they're like, oh, Don Curly. I
Nah,
kind of fuck with it. It's just funny. Like when I finally come up with like a funny name that sounds unique, I'm like, oh, I gotta stick with that.
right. Well, we're gonna get into it,
We
man. A little
rocking with
battle
that. Let's
talk.
get to
Let's get
Cody
these bars off, man. So we're talking
Champion.
tonight. What are we talking? We're talking Cody before a lot of disgruntled people.
Oh shit.
It's my little take first.
Disgruntled.
Disgruntled battle rappers and even some of the fans. I just feel like so I want to say this, right? There was a post going around um where I think I shared it. Let me go to my page real quick. And
Let me see if I can put it as my background real quick.
okay. Oh, and if you, I'm gonna just start telling people since you're on, can you share this on your Facebook, on your page?
Oh yeah. I got you right now. The YouTube or the Facebook?
The Facebook because we're
Okay.
live on it's live on Facebook. Either
Oh,
one
I
or
bet,
both,
I
you know
bet.
what I'm saying? But either one.
Got you.
But it's really
Yeah, what up, Maria? See you in the chat.
all right, boss
Damn,
lady.
Maria don't like Don Curleone.
Cause she's a real Italiano. She
Yeah, there you go.
don't
That's why I'm
like
sorry, man. I'm appropriating out here, cultural appropriation. Oh shit.
All right, so we're gonna go with this, right? Shout out to Zuda Shooter. He had a couple of people shared this, but he made this post the other day. If Big K was black, we wouldn't even know him, let alone give him Cody. Now, I don't agree with that, yo. And I
That
hate
is a
when black
bold
people do
statement.
this type of ish in the culture, man. Like, let me just get these bars off. I just feel like a lot of times, respectfully, you know, that race card is played by black people when it's convenient. And so, as someone like myself who's very conscious on a daily basis, um, and who fights the good fight on a daily basis and has consciousness, I'm not knocking anyone's, thought process, but I consider myself a conscious black woman. Like, I have self-awareness, I have knowledge of self, I know my history. So with that mindset, I can't disagree with that. I can't allow y'all people to just play the race card because it's convenient to play. I don't agree with that. Big K is a very, very good battle rapper. Now, if you wanted to validate this argument by saying certain things like, yeah, he did something that I was surprised that he did that no great battle rapper, not one great battle rapper should have ever done, but a lot of greats have done some not so good shit as battlers. And the one thing he did was pull out the fucking phone during the battle, yo. And I'm not sure if that was this year. I mean, was that last year? Did he do
The
that
battle with
last year? I
Jazz?
hope he did not. He did that when he battled Reed.
Mm.
Was that 2023? I don't think so.
No,
No, it
no, that
wasn't.
one.
It was the straight to it
Okay.
battles series. So it was
Okay.
the summer before last. It was 2022. I mean, other than that, if
Who
you're
did he
gonna
bring it out though against?
against Reed Dollars.
And then after that, did he do it again?
No, he did it one
No.
time.
Oh,
It was
okay.
bad. It's like
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. But that was a while ago. Then
no, I'm saying
I do
that if you're
remember
gonna
that.
say he like validate the argument, you just can't say, like I don't agree. Like that's like downplaying his skill set. He's a good battle rapper. Now he's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that, but and he's kind of one dimensional. He's a straight puncher, and everyone doesn't love the flow, but he's entertaining to me, and I think he's really good as a battler. So to pull this race card shit, I mean, some people were joking or trolling. Anytime you apply pressure and you challenge someone, they're always like, "Oh, I was trolling." So
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I feel
that
like
might. I was gonna say, yeah, it did
a lot
seem
of
like a
people,
stretch.
but to even say this with like a full straight face is like bullshit to me because you're downplaying his skill set. You're saying basically that he's not that great. It's just that he's white, and that can't be applied here. I don't think. I think he was always in the past, the last 3 months of last year, his name was highly stated for Cody. Nobody
Mhm.
thought he was just going to get it because he hadn't been on URL. He's battling on RB, and Cody has the stigma of being a URL battle award. And there's so somebody was saying that too. Like I think Payne. I'm gonna read his Payne. Shout out to my guy Payne. I'm gonna read
Yeah.
his tweet. But somebody was saying that too. That they also feel politics. It's like kind of like reverse politics, right? So like
Mhm.
they gave it to him just to prove the point that Cody is not a URL award. What's your take?
Mm. That's a tough one, and there's layers to it as well.
Right.
Um, I'll start by saying that I do think that the original post, I think it was a troll. I don't think they were serious
Think it
with
was a
it.
troll?
Yeah, I think they were trolling only because it seemed too basic. Like I'm reading it now, you know what I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't add no emojis, no nothing to that. That's why it kind of tells me it was a troll. Like it's just too bland, and straightforward. Um, I do want to at least say that I do see kind of where he was coming from or where his reasoning lies. I think I saw somebody in a comment one time mentioned the Jeremy Lin effect or something like that. And I do think that does have some
Elaborate on that for me,
validity.
please. What's the German?
So they had I seen it in one of the comments there. They said that same post, they said something about that's the Jeremy Lin effect. And essentially what they're trying to say by that is people standing out in fields, specifically people of different demographics standing out in fields that predominantly speaking, they're not like, they're not the leaders of that field, but
Right.
because they're good at something in that field and they're not black, people automatically give them more credit, which if we being honest, I do think that sometimes applies with like Eminem. Like people saying Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time. And I think people are only saying that predominantly because of that, because he's white, because they look at it differently. And I think the way you measure it are different.
Right.
However, I don't think that applies to Big K. Big K
No,
knows how to
because he
rap.
earned his spot. It's not like battle rap is predominantly, black. Um, but I feel like he's been around for years. You have to like in battle rap, you have to earn it. So
Mhm.
he's been, he climbed his way to this position over what, 10-year period?
Yeah.
Like, give me a break with this bullshit.
And he's been dealing with that same angle and those same types of things for a long time. And it's like I felt like the reason why he got it this year was because of the Mook battle, but it wasn't just that he was able to beat Murder Mook. It
Uh-huh.
was that he was able to do it while not really changing his flow up, sticking to what he knows, sticking to what he do. And I think he was able to kind of turn a lot of people who didn't like him into
Right.
supporters.
Because you know what we don't talk about, really, we don't talk about the fact that, because I never really got to highlight this, but it's a shared sentiment that you know um what you call it. Oh, I'm just seeing some of the comments on. It's a shared sentiment. Some people do feel or did feel that they feel some kind of way that he got Adi Boom out of here too.
That too.
So
That too.
yeah, it comes up a lot because even with him winning this, I saw comments like, bringing up Adi or
Well,
whatever.
can you blame them? You got Adi Boom out of here. He destroyed our beloved Murder Mook. He, you know,
You think he destroyed him?
I ain't gonna say he destroyed him. That's a rough. You're right. I shouldn't have said that. I was a Murder Mook fan too. You know what I mean? But he did win that battle clearly. Um, he, I think he only. I think his last two battles of the year weren't clear wins. His battle versus Jazz was not a clear W. And then I
See,
think
that's the battle I have to
yeah.
watch because I feel like that should have been the determining factor. Because even with her, I feel like she had a great year until that battle.
Mhm,
That
mhm.
battle left a lot to be desired. I was not feeling that battle.
People were saying going into that battle that that was what determined Cody. Because if you look at it on the flip side, Jazz had an amazing year.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz, if I'm not mistaken, all 2023 bodies, clear
Right.
W's over everybody.
And
She was
she's
gliding.
battling big names, yo.
She was
She
gliding overall.
I
I
heard
kind
she
of
beat
felt
Twerk,
bad for her
right?
at that battle with Big K, only because I felt like it wasn't it was a close one. It was a close one. And I feel like she probably could have won it. Um, had a little stumble, it happens. But again, Big K also had some stumbles in that battle, and I wasn't that impressed with his material in that battle. Do you
Mm.
remember who he battled at the GTX event when Easy battled Diz?
Say again.
There we go, Rex. Now I'm remembering T Rex when he battled Rex in the summertime. That was pretty fire.
Who battled Rex in some song? Oh, Big K.
Yeah.
He beat Rex too. A lot of
What?
people give Rex. A lot of people give Rex that battle. Big shout out to Kill Switch Battle League. I see y'all in there. Um,
Sure.
what you call it? To me, he beat him, but Rex had a great showing, so it's
Yeah.
debatable.
But you could say what you're right though. He definitely I think he did edge it. It's debatable if you want to get into particulars, if it's a true or not. It was entertaining. And Big K has been good at being entertaining and doing that. That was just one of the best Rex performances we've seen in a while. I
Right.
like that one more than his battle versus Chess personally. Um, so I'm not mad at it. I'm
So
not
he
mad
beat.
at Big K being
You
there.
would say he beat Chess.
Oh yeah, I had Rex beating Chess. I had Rex beating Chess. However, I didn't think his material for that battle was as good, or his performance was as good as his performance versus Big K, which wasn't a clear W for either of them, just a really good battle. Um, Rex. Rex is an energy. He feeds off of energy. So I think the
Right.
energy of him battling Big K, somebody who is again somewhat his equal. You feel me? They've been in the game long enough and all that. It was a different energy than him battling Chess. Somebody who was like a little bro to him and all that. Um, but I think it was yeah. Out of everybody, I would say he was definitely up there. So I'm not mad at him being up there. Um, I'm trying to look up, see if I can find like the full top 20 list, just to see where
Oh yeah,
everybody
you
else fell
can.
into place
In the
there.
meantime, I'm gonna read Payne's post, right? So he said niggas is trying to retweet this tweet now after Big K won. Shout out to Big K, but hey, Jay Black, you randomly retweeting my shit now like you made a point or you trying to be funny, right? But it's also funny how all URL niggas won champion of the year every single year of its existence until I tweeted this. Now, for the first time since champion been here, a RBE nigga wins after one tweet. This and it got 100,000 views. Now, what's funnier? The tweet is the URL got the Champion of the Year award. We need to start several other award columns for the rest of the battle rap culture. Um,
Seems like a reach.
there's a reach, but peep the
Um,
tweet though. He said the
yeah.
URL. This tweet is from last year in September.
Oh,
That's what he's trying to say. That so he said the URL got the Champion of the Year award. We need to start several other award columns for the rest of the battle rap culture. There's still some truth in that.
yeah,
I think other people, people
definitely.
have. MBS, they had their own awards. They give out their own awards. They don't have a show, but they give out awards. A lot of platforms have started giving out their own awards. You know what I'm saying? I think that Jay Black is just Jay Black, and he made his that way. I think. See, I'm gonna tell you, I had planned to do that for the women, but it's a lot of work, and in my
It's a lot of
brain,
work.
because it really is. I think that he needs to be respected for the amount of work that it
Mhm.
requires to do that. And in my brain, I still want to do this because I don't see anyone really doing that, really for the women, right? And this is nothing on Wody. I'm just saying for me and for the guys, I had started a list of my top 10 to 20 battlers that I'm checking for this year. Like,
Mhm.
because I think we need to give more notoriety to the battlers that are putting in the work that are not the big names. And that brings me to the topic
Mhm.
because that's the whole thing. A lot of this Cody list is based on names. Who, if you battle the name. So let's
Yep.
talk Tay Rock. That's why we were supposed to be going live anyway. Let's talk Tay Rock. Now, Tay Rock is disgruntled or upset. I think I empathize with him because I feel like he did a lot for the culture this year. And I feel like maybe there should have been some type of Move the Culture award. Maybe, because just to acknowledge the fact that he went, I didn't do the stats, but he battled a lot of he gave a lot of shots out this year. So no, he didn't battle the name, but he impacted the culture and he brought views to small leagues. He gave out shots to lesser named battle rappers, and he still impacted. I don't care. Like this one, I don't understand, and you help me understand. Do you really feel like maybe I'm not getting it? I know Twerk had a better year than normal, and he was cooking, but do you agree with Twerk getting the Performance of the Year award? And which performance are they giving him that? Because I feel like Tay Rock's performance against Feeble was a crazy performance. Now, Feeble is not
Mhm.
a name per se, but that battle was a really good battle. But Tay Rock, to be that consistently good, he battled at least 10 to 12
So he
times.
so he was that damn good versus Feeble.
To me, he was. Yes.
Okay. So I got to check that out because even
He
that is
battled
saying
Feeble like
something.
he was a top name
There.
to
Okay.
me.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. So that you're right. That has to be
And he smoked
commended.
him because Feeble was good, but not
Yeah.
like he was. He smoked him like you probably thought you were gonna win, but you're not beating me, dude. Like, and it
And he
probably was
yeah.
effortless for him. He rapped. He was sweating and everything. Like he smoked
Oh,
him.
so he was okay.
Like
I gotta go check that
I
one
think
out.
I love when vets show that there are levels. He showed that there's a level. Like, yeah, you're good, dude. Like, he was cool, but you're not nowhere near better than me. Like, I do this like in my sleep.
That's also that's on par with what he's been tweeting lately too.
What you
I
mean?
remember when Smack, when the situation with Smack, when he said what he said, uh, Tay Rock was the only one, in my opinion, of all the battle rappers that are on Smack that answered it publicly the right way, which was I don't know about y'all, but I'm still gonna compete at a high level, at the highest level, which to me translated to, you know what, I don't care if it's a pay cut or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna stay here because this is the top of the
Because
top,
he's
and I
in
want to
the
compete
vein
at the
though.
top.
Unlike his peers, I'm not saying all his peers,
Hmm.
but he's in that vein. This is also where I'm at too. Like I'm climbing through. Like I'm taking all these battles because I'm proving to myself that I can keep up with the
Yeah,
climate. I'm doing, and even though it's not like 100%, like I'm not there. I'm still just doing it, and that's the goal. I'm inspired by him and a lot of others who are constantly showing up because that is what's going to keep the shit alive.
that's a
See, he
fact.
don't got nothing to worry about because to me, he was active in his off year and he
Yeah.
was super active. That's why I'm saying that he needed to be acknowledged because he's a battle rap superstar. He really is. And he did what the battlers are like. I feel like it's a coming
Nah,
of
you
age.
right.
But it's
You
a
right.
coming of age, right? Every battle rapper has to do this at some point. You gotta find your way to do it. This is me speaking as mother culture, like being a part of the culture, like
Hmm.
really being about moving the
But you
culture.
speaking facts too, because if
You
they
have
made a
to
new,
do that. You got to
yeah,
contribute, yo. You got to figure out a way to contribute. You know what I'm saying?
they,
Like give back.
you right
First
too.
did it. You know
I
what I'm
like your mentioning of it too when you said like an impact award or
saying?
something like
Impact
that.
Award, Move the Culture
It,
Award, like those.
I never heard of the one they gave to Twerk. I
Huh?
never heard of a Performance of the Year award. The one that they gave to
Yeah,
Twerk.
so I'm gonna show all of them. Twerk got
All right,
Performance of the
bet.
Year.
So
Um,
is that new? Because if they created a new trophy for Twerk,
I think
they
it's
should have made
acknowledged.
a new
No,
one
it's
for Rock.
it's five different. They always acknowledge. Uh,
Before I always thought it was just Cody and Wody.
no, they
Oh,
gave
you're right
out.
though. They
They
probably
gave out performance. They gave out round. Let me see what they
oh
gave
round
out.
of the year. Okay, no, you're right. You're right. Now you
I
yeah, I
think
do remember round of the year being a thing.
A Ward got Moment of the Year with the Glock
Yep.
40.
Yep.
Who got Round of the Year?
That I won't
Um,
remember.
hold on.
Wonder if it's on J Black's Twitter.
I'm looking
Let's see if
in
we can
Facebook. That's
locate
where I
it.
think I seen it at.
So I'm assuming Jazz got Wody, or they haven't done Wody yet.
No, they're starting it now. They're asking for people to
Okay.
donate to the GoFundMe.
Well, yeah. I mean that, in my opinion, that's in the bag for Jazz because she could have been Cody this year. That's how good a year she had. You know, they don't. From what I see, they don't really have it up. I see the categories here.
Hold on. I seen them post yesterday. And oh,
Round of the year goes to Geechee Gotti. See it right here. Gotti
Geechee
got it.
Gotti. Yeah,
Got it.
Geechee Gotti.
Gotta be. We
That
gotta
makes
be
sense.
fair. That third round was crazy.
Is this a troll? What was this?
What you saying?
URL TV presents Champion of the Night, and they gave it to Tay Rock. Who put this? I hate battle rap.
You know when they can't fall for all that. So it says here they gave Battle of the Year to Hitman versus Ill Will,
That was one of
which
my top battles. That was one of my
was a
top
good
battles.
battle. Battle of the Year though. I mean, you're right. We can't give everything to
Who you think?
Geechee and
Who you
Easy.
think was battle of the year?
Uh, Battle of the Year. Hmm. That was a tough. We had some good battles last year. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Geechee and Easy only because the energy going into it and watching it live and then seeing everything afterwards. Overall, that battle holds a place in my heart. You know what I mean? I saw that live. We saw the face, so everything going into it, and then everything afterwards. I think was just that. I give it that one, but you're right. Like that battle was an impact battle. Like that was just
Yeah, it was an
big,
impact.
outside of things and all that. But I got to see where they listed Easy because
Easy was, I think, 4 or 3.
that's crazy.
You think so?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo,
I
let's
don't
be
know.
honest.
Is anybody who's
Easy
tapped
had
in? What number
there
was
can't be
Easy?
yeah. I'll check the chat in the comments. Let's see. What up, Mercy? Shout out to Mercy in the building.
Mercy was Goody. Who was the top 3? Do you know? No Mercy.
We're trying to find this here. They should make it easier. Just have a picture going around. It's not on Jay Black's Instagram. Or excuse me, Twitter. Not gonna be able to. But no, I'm gonna say this though. I don't even care what number they had Easy at.
Right. What
Easy
number
should
you
have
had him at?
been up there. Easy, in my honest opinion, was
He's
either
top
number one or
3.
number two.
Yeah.
If
So
we're
it's
being
big.
real,
Right. So it was the top 3 in no order was Big K, Easy, and Geechee. Geechee, he squirmed his way in with that battle, with that Easy battle.
that is true.
Geechee
But
lost the coffee though. To
yeah,
me.
and I gotta say, he, as great a year as he had, he ain't have a better year in turn. I would say, in my opinion, the top three battlers of last year was Easy, Jazz, and Big K. We gotta throw Jazz in there. I
Yo,
feel like
this is what I didn't
I'm
like that I
slighted at
caught.
this.
I'm glad you said that. That's what I didn't like. I did not like they tried to so to me, I thought it was consensus has it debatable, but Jazz beat Rum Nitty, yo. She beat Rum. You
Yeah.
remember that battle?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She definitely did.
So
She
when they
definitely did.
when they put that up, they were I think they gave her a loss on Rum.
See,
And I feel
but
like if you're gonna give her a loss, it has to be a
wow.
debatable loss. I feel like
Yeah.
she cleared Rum Nitty. So
At the very least, she held her own.
that's the
So it
part that
wasn't
I
like a clear
thought. That's
loss.
what I'm trying to say. You're right. I agree. Jazz was probably top 5 battle rappers of last year, but I don't think it. See, I should see now going forward. I got this is the journalism. I should have did the research to see because I told myself
Trez,
I'm gonna watch some of the Cody to see because it's hard. You can't really talk on it in combat facts. No pun intended. Without the real stats. You
that's a
feel me?
fact. All right, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna get the video up here and see if I can just get to a point where I could just see them all in one screen.
Okay.
Hopefully, I guess towards the end they should show you the top 20. But
So yeah, get the
Mercy did.
cards off me. Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, hold on. All right. So it says here. Hold on. Maria said Big K got number one, Twerk got number three, and excuse me, Twerk got number two, and number three is Trez. Chef Trez.
What impactful battles did I mean? So I heard he had two this year that were great that I didn't get to watch. So I can't speak on it. But so where was easy?
Let's,
5?
let's oh man,
What are they
can't.
doing?
So then they did that wrong. Then again, in my opinion, easy. We're talking about again the person who owned battle rap all of last year. It was easy. It wasn't nobody else that was consistently the most talked about person. He was the algorithm at one point. Like you would post a easy
Black
video and
City Man, yeah, I'm thugging it tonight. um,
damn, I got the video up here, but it doesn't show me like. Hold on.
how did Trez get up there? He had two impactful battles though. So maybe
I
that's
didn't
what it
even
was.
see one battle of his last year.
Yeah,
Let
I
me see if
can't
we get a
think of it.
stack with
But
you.
he did make, but how
So
did
then
he
we gotta call it out. We gotta call
Yes,
a spade,
politics, bro.
Rain.
It's the politics because
So
Trez is on
how?
URL. Is on URL last year.
So you mean to tell me that
I'm
they
not
said,
starting no
okay, we
shit.
can't.
I'm just talking
Yeah,
right now.
no, no. We gonna. I'm gonna
We
put
gonna
words in your
start.
mouth,
I'm just
Rain.
saying
We
I
gonna
like to
set
validate this
narratives.
shit.
This
No,
narrative,
I'm saying
Nancy in the
I
building.
like to validate what I'm saying. So I'm just saying
I
like
feel you. So we ain't gonna
that's
say that.
politics. Is what I'm trying to say basically because I like off rip. I don't know that. How did Trez make it to number 3? B
Over
respectfully,
easy.
I'm a Trez fan, but I don't know what battles. Somebody help me out. Oh wait, hold up. Easy is number 6. Geechee number 4. Nitty number 5. Good looking,
Okay,
boss
so
lady.
it's Big K, Twerk, Chef Trez, Geechee, Nitty, and then Easy. That's foul because Easy had a better year than Geechee. Shout out to Geechee, he won the battle, but Geechee did not have as many impactful battles last year as Easy did, and they were all debatable wins, all clear wins and debatable
He had
wins.
3 battles, right?
No, he had
No,
four.
he
He
had
had the hit
4.
or five, if I'm not mistaken. The
He
Hitman
started off the
battle.
year with Hitman.
Then we got the Reed Dollars battle
Three
when he's on
dollars battle.
leave.
That was impactful too.
Then we got the Disaster battle,
Disaster battle. And then
Geechee,
Ichi. And
and
then
then
John
John
John.
John. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, they did my boy. Nah, it's
They
politics. It's politics,
yo,
man. Nah.
that's a tough
All
one.
5 of those battles
We're good
moved the
battles.
culture. It hit
That's a
it
fact.
shook the culture a little bit. All 5. All
Mm-hmm.
5 did something. So it's like
Something's up there. I don't know, man. I'd have to see how they broke it down. But again, they don't make it that easy for us to kind of digest it. It's not that digestible
right.
content like the video and how they breaking it down and stuff. I
Shout out to
think
Get
it's
the
great.
Bars Up
It's
Media. He said Easy should have been in the top 4. I think top
yeah,
3, but
top three.
to me, the top 3 going out closing the year. like I said, was Big K, Easy. I said Geechee, but that third spot could easily be Jazz, like you said.
Right.
Top five, no order was Easy, Big K, Geechee, Jazz, and I guess Nitty. I don't know even know how Turk made it up there. Is that because of the Mook battle? He didn't
What
clear
other
Mook
battles did
for
he
me.
have? What other
He didn't
battles did
clear
he have
Mook,
last year? Because
huh?
that battle was sloppy. The Mook battle wasn't really great on either one of them. So
It
what other
wasn't.
battles did
So
Twerk
what
have last
battle
year?
are they giving him performance of the year for? I know it's not the Mook battle. It can't be.
Let's look that up. Performance of the year. This guy got too much images over here. This dude, Jay Black, is a Twitter fiend.
Well, shout out
Let
to
me see
Jay
if I can
Moore.
find it
I'm
here.
interviewing him tomorrow real quick because the trenches. I'm looking for. I'm gonna be out and about all weekend, but the trenches
Huh?
event is going down on Saturday, and I am eager to see Jay Moore, um, Stackboy Chuck. Who else is in there that I want to see? Oh, Prezi, and I have four. I think Muwap. So I'm looking forward to the trenches joint on Saturday.
He doing a tournament now, right?
It's a tournament.
Yeah, I like that.
He's
I
doing
like
his
that.
own crucible. What's your
Yeah.
take on the crucible?
Um, to be to be totally honest, I don't have the app, so I haven't really seen too much of the actual episodes.
Me
From what
neither.
I have, from what I have seen and heard, um, it's just not being executed properly as far as introducing new talent. Um, because again, I haven't heard much outside of it. Um, the idea was, from what I hear, they have some type of like behind the scenes footage of the battler and all that, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they have enough. Because from what I hear, if you ask me, the proper way to introduce a new culture to something, if you want to take the shit and think of it as, again, URL look up, took after UFC. UFC had their Ultimate Fighter tournament. And we take that same way. The Crucible, what it should have done is showcase a lot more of the battlers behind the scenes stuff leading up to the battle, kind of how boxing does the 30 for 30 whatever, where it's like the before the big battles or the big matches, they
Yeah,
show like both of the competitors getting ready for it. I think they could have done that with Crucible, but we got to be real, it's not a surprise because the person that was doing that in that company was no longer there. So when you
right.
try to recreate the sauce or the recipe, and you never actually cared about that part of the, you got to think about it though. There's a reason Norbs was the one that handled all that, because the other, they wasn't worried about that. They saw that as small fries. They didn't care about cultivating new talent. They wanted to keep on making money off of the big names and find a way to keep
You
them.
think so? I think they always ushered in new talent. They had their way of doing it to me. Because even with John, I remember when John came in the game, they did the same technique. I feel like that was he was a new face when he battled. To me, it was, if I remember correctly, it was a setup when he battled B Magic. They expected him to lose. They've been running the same play for years.
That
They
is true.
they they book you. I mean, I get it though. Like
They did it with John and Reed.
yeah, they set you up. They book you these battles back to back, whatever. It's on you to show up. Some people drop the ball. That's why I always say Easy never dropped the ball.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a
Every
fact.
time, every person they gave him, he went harder. He just kept going.
That's a
But
fact.
John also did that too. I remember this. I remember this though. I think it was B Magic. They expected him to lose and he won. So I feel like
Mhm.
all I'm bringing that up is to say they always kept ushering in new faces. I do feel like they did a decent job at development, but it's when the problem happened when, like you said, there was a period after that all the names who became names, because see, that's the whole thing. You got to give them credit for cultivating even the names. The
Yeah.
platform is what did it. Setting up these battles, getting sponsors, making it a big deal, doing all that. That was the developmental process, basically. And I feel like at least three solid schools of stars came before they
From
got
that.
to that bump in the road where now the stars want the big, big bags and you need newer talent and you're not doing the greatest job of ushering in the new faces. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
The new
they
talent,
had a good
yeah.
run though.
They also the new talent. You got to think of it this way: a PG was worth more than a Crucible. If we're being honest,
PGs was popping. That's what I'm saying.
PG was worth more than a Crucible. If we're looking at marketing and promotion wise, the PG back in those days meant you get to be on the YouTube channel of URL, which was unheard of really for PGs. Like you was
Right,
lucky if it dropped. So if we think about it, the PGs did more for the new battlers back then than a
right.
Crucible does now that only stays on the app. And if they don't book you, or if you're not spectacular to them and they book you on a bigger card that everybody could see, that maybe be on caffeine or something, you're not really getting heard of. I mean, I know there's names that they have, but these names, from what again, I haven't seen them yet. They haven't gotten off the app yet. I'm sure there's a whole
That's the
bunch of
whole thing.
battlers on
See,
the
what
app.
they messed up, but I don't like that's going around though. I don't agree with this as an entrepreneur. You can like people saying this. I can't respect people that even though
Household
I don't
name, yeah.
totally I don't necessarily support the app personally. Um every small business, every entrepreneur, that should be your goal. Like this is a digital era. You need a freaking app, yo. So to
Facts.
say that the app ruined battle rap, that's a narrative that's getting spread that I'm not jacking. I think Lady Luck said that. I gotta watch the whole thing, but I did see the clip and I'm like, not only did she say it, but I seen someone else saying it, and that makes no sense to me. If you're like they to me, I don't care. Like, you know, all like shady business practices aside, URL to me has had or did have one of the better business models for battle rap. It's just
Mm.
that, in my personal opinion, speaking from a business standpoint, what they did wrong was totally stop utilizing YouTube. That was
There we
not
go.
smart. As an
There
as
we
a
go.
small business and as an entrepreneur, with even with the money you were making, even with having a major deal with the streaming service like caffeine, all of that, YouTube the whole time should have been used as a marketing tool. You're not
Mm-hmm.
too big for marketing. Everyone needs it. YouTube is a
Mm-hmm.
great marketing tool. They should have never stopped, like let their channel go dead like that.
Yeah.
That was a very bad business move. And to me, that's really the only issue. Had they kept
Yeah.
doing it, they have so much content that you didn't have to force feed or do whatever with the app to like drop to even keep a battle a month going on the YouTube, to even give the battlers incentive for YouTube drops. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're pushing this app, but we'll give incentives based on performances.
Yeah.
Shit like that. That was where
And
they
there was
messed
ways they could have utilized it. They could have brought. They could have just reverted back to the original way when they would only
up.
upload a round. Remember those days? You and I've been around long enough for the
Right,
days
right.
of URL
Oh,
battles,
uploading
videos,
around. Just
one
keep
round,
the content going
one
because
round. That's it.
it
And then
also
you bring it right back to the app.
right. It
That would
also
have
does
worked.
not benefit them totally to not be keeping the battlers visible. I don't
Hmm.
know why they. I don't know who thought
That
that on their team or why they even went that route on
that
this
was a
this
psychological
slavery shit that
warfare
they're
type
doing.
shit.
You said what?
That was where that was some psychological warfare, in my opinion. And I'm gonna be real. I mean, listen, I'm gonna just say I'm just going off. I think that was something that, in my opinion, came from the up above. That wasn't somebody in the Crucible staff that came up with, hey, let's keep
Right.
everything. That's something that was either Beasley or Smack. One of them said, you know what? If we control it, we keep them all here. We know what it is. Shout out to CJ Hendricks in the chat right now. He said
Mhm.
back in the day, PGs used to be a household name. If you got a PG, the next day you was the one the next up. And he also said the app didn't ruin battle rap; it took it to another level. But like you said, they should have still released content on the two. And believe it or not, Easy might still be on URL. Okay, so he throwing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
because I mean, I
That might
always
still
said that
happen.
all he ever asked for was a YouTube drop, yo.
Hmm.
Like y'all started doing this, like
The YouTube was
they
just
just started
bad.
doing
They
this.
could have owned all three markets if you're gonna be real.
That's
When they
what
was
I'm
on
trying to
caffeine,
say. Like
they could
I
have
don't
dropped one
see.
round on YouTube. What?
Right.
Bring it
I
right
don't see
back.
where YouTube was a conflict of interest with having the app. It's a marketing tool, yo. You could have been dropping clips, you could have been dropping shorts like they're doing now. They are doing that. I'm seeing more. But you could have been just keeping the channel active and then like I said, giving out incentives to the newer battlers because a lot of them are good. They have potential to be bigger stars, but if they're not being seen, and the main thing is using YouTube to get people to constantly sign up on the app. Like I don't understand
They could have been
why
that
they
could have
did
been the
it.
ultimate pipeline. That you
Huh?
got to think about it. That time frame, right? Let's bring it back to middle of 2020, end of 2020, around there when they was peak caffeine. They could have
Right.
had the ultimate pipeline business wise. They was making money from caffeine to do the shit live for free on caffeine. Everybody, which brought viewers and numbers into caffeine. Caffeine, in my opinion, wasn't monetizing off that correctly. But that's a different ball game.
But you
Uh,
put me on early on, which is why I knew because you're a tech guy, and we was like, and I'm a fake techie, like what I'm saying, like so I'm into
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
we knew from 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was, that it was a whole getting while the getting's good. You told me that from jump, and then
Telling
I
you.
was reading it made because it's the way that this, from a business standpoint, it just didn't seem like how are they making the money? How are they making money back? You just
I
paying
feel bad for
everybody,
them too.
you cutting maybe not because it's probably a tax write-off. I don't feel bad. Them niggas
You gotta realize it. They raised $100 million, so they didn't have to
Yeah, but
generate a profit.
now think about some movies, right? Like movies that involve like that type of shit. Like
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think like
I know a lot of them. I
right.
know a lot of them.
So it's not really. I feel like that's done all the time. It's like an age old thing. Like you create this because when you see the pipeline of who they're under, it's under
Mm.
Fox.
Rain. Now you got me in my techie bag.
You know
I
what I'm
want to
saying?
bring it back. You remember one time when I was telling you back when we was running New Rap City, and I was telling you about what some of the practices amongst tech companies are, where an investor will come in,
Hmm.
pump in a lot of money, and just do a lot of marketing, but not build up the product in order to
Right.
get the numbers up, in order to find another investor to get them to put in more money. They get theirs and then they out. That
Right.
other investor is going to keep doing the same, essentially to just blow the company up, but not actually improve it. Now, the problem with those is that since they pump you full of money at first, you got to milk whatever that amount of money. They go into the business model of the Amazon shit, which was okay, we're gonna spend money and keep on losing money, but we're gonna gain market share and we're gonna have our numbers grow. We're gonna
Right.
keep losing money until that. The problem is if you're going to get into the business of competing against Twitch, you gotta at least have the same monetization avenues built in that Twitch does. Caffeine only had the interactions as far as the little GIF images in the chat. They only had that where you
Right.
can do that. But
Right.
where they fucked up at, in my opinion, was not running ads on the battles and then forcing you to subscribe to the channel or pay caffeine $9.99 a month in order to watch it ad free. That would have been genius
Right.
because
Right.
everybody would have
Take
signed
some
up. Hey,
money.
9.99, here you go.
Right.
9.99 to watch it ad free. And again, I feel bad for caffeine because I
I
feel like
don't
when they
feel
first
bad. I feel like it's a freaking tax write off. I don't feel like it's
that's
the
true.
whole
They
because
got 100 mil, man. Can't be feeling
yeah,
bad for
I don't feel like that. I don't. I feel like they knew they set it up that way. It was a getting. It's a get it while the getting's good. We're gonna be doing this because who knows what else that was funding or
that
whatever,
was a hell of a that
whatever
was a
the hell
hell
that
of a
shit did.
chess move. We really that one day they're gonna make a movie about that. They
Think
had
so?
Drake involved in that.
They did
That
have.
was a hell of a chess move to come into an industry that pretends to be as intricate as a sports industry and just shake it all the way up with a distribution deal that didn't even own the content. It was kind of a licensing thing. That was the equivalent of the Spotify Joe Rogan shit for battle rap. It could have set the wave. It could have set everything up perfectly had business been done right, had the right ideas been there. But I felt like they were just again, it was a tax write off for them. They got 100 mil. They could afford to keep losing money and just keep losing money and gain as many people in numbers.
Mhm.
I don't know what they thought they were gonna get from getting just that amount of numbers and people. The only thing I think that caffeine
See,
did
the other
get
thing too, they was
is data.
shelling out too much money though. Like respectfully,
Hmm.
if I said the well was gonna run dry, we knew because how you're paying that because essentially the deal is URL was basically hired or made that partnership off of being an influencer. You're a battle rap. They are the influencers, which is why they say that
Hmm.
they're the culture, whatever. Like
Yeah.
they're they were they got that because they influenced battle rap. Battle rap is a niche
Hmm.
market. They pitched that and they're like, okay, y'all got the numbers, yada yada yada. So the thing about it is not putting it on the battlers or whoever was lucky enough to get those $3,000 checks a month for doing absolutely nothing. You had to know that that shit was going to like. Some of them did good. Some of them did good, and they built their platforms like Goods,
They were
DNA,
doing good with the streaming
Battle
deals.
Rap Trap, like people who were getting those checks that actually was building their channel. John, like
They
you
was
see,
handing out streaming deals too.
they were giving those deals out, but how are you really recouping if a lot of the people who was getting the deals, they're literally just getting checks. They just all they're doing is fulfilling their hours, but they're not really creating no
No, they were no. I think the
content.
problem was you right. They was too comfortable. Everybody, the battlers and caffeine. Caffeine was comfortable with 100 milli. The battlers were comfortable with taking an extra $5,000, $10,000. So nobody really thought of, nobody thought that the shit was gonna like run out because they in their mind,
No, but that's
if
where
this
I'm
is
putting the
working,
onus on URL. That was them. Y'all didn't do that right. I mean, like, yeah, like, all right, if it's a lick, because that y'all basically played like a lick and not like a business.
hmm
Respectfully,
but now it's noticeable now because you got to remember. You're right. URL in 2018 when they launched the app that year gave us double impact to all the biggest names in battle rap.
I don't mean he said Rain on her Cat Williams. No, some of them were just getting paid to turn the camera on, smoke blunts.
Yeah,
They wasn't just.
some of them were
I'm
just like,
not
okay,
even
I got to
mad
put an X amount of hours, but they
to
weren't
get
actually
these
giving you
checks.
content or anything like that. They weren't like streaming and
They
stuff.
wasn't
Really,
really doing nothing with. I mean, I'm not knocking it. They got the bag, cool. You know what I'm
just
saying?
getting the
But
money.
from a business standpoint, we seeing why, and they still got dealings with caffeine. So obviously, because you see, certain people got to stay. The ones, it's not,
That's just
it's not,
Jazz and Geechee.
yeah,
Just Jazz and Geechee.
Only Jazz and Geechee. No, but
That's what
even
I heard at the time.
all his those
Oh,
events,
he's still, yeah, yeah. You're right. No,
they
you're right.
stream on caffeine.
That might be a
I
deal
think
still. Yeah.
certain people got caffeine deals because I'm seeing a lot of battle leagues are still streaming on caffeine. Caffeine is still
Okay.
around, but they cut the dead weight. That's what it seemed like to me.
That's smart. But it's unfortunate because then again, since they had such an influence over the industry, the collateral fallout from that is what you get the past 2 weeks, which is people
What's
thinking
the
it's
name said?
dead.
Do you think caffeine told them not to release content on YouTube?
That's a good question because
I don't see. I
at
don't see
that
where the conflict
time,
of interest. Though I don't see the conflict of interest.
the question would be if they had no, they didn't. I was gonna say they didn't have VOD. If you saw the stream on caffeine, you had to catch it when it was live. If you saw it, you couldn't see it afterwards on caffeine.
You couldn't see afterwards.
So I don't think so. I don't think they told them not
That's
to
what I'm
use
saying. They
YouTube.
could have dropped old battles. They got so much. They got so much content. It's
They
like
could have, yeah.
you didn't have to drop those.
You could have dropped
Or
one round of the battle,
one
one
round
round,
and say go catch the rest of it on cafe
once exactly, and
on
you
the
do
app.
that one round once a week. By the end of the month,
They should still
just
do
by
that.
setting one round, by the
Drop
end of the
one
month, you would
round.
have more people. That one round is enough content to get them satisfied and hooked. Now I want to see the rest of this.
Do you
They
agree
could have
with this?
used YouTube
Caffeine
for
is
that.
now the new Contra Records graveyard. I don't
Uh,
think so. I don't think we
nah.
know everything that the details of what's going on back there. You think
I have my because I did research when they first came out. I was the one doing all the research on them. I was seeing what's going on here, who's Drake, and why is he coming in to battle
Right.
rap. I had New Rap City coming in at the time. I was about to try to change the game up, and then they swooped in from under me and shook it up. So I did a lot of research on them, and just the fact that I saw that they weren't running ads and they didn't have some type of subscription model. The only way that they were making money was off of the interaction itself, like the comment that people would leave. I just knew that you're not making enough from that. For example, for me, I'm good if I could watch it for free. I'm not about to pay just to type in the chat. Um, I like what they did with the chat though. That the words would like disappear after a while. It wasn't one long chat thing. That was
Right.
unique. That told me okay, they had a visually it looked different than Twitch, which was their go-to. But I do feel bad for them. I feel like they didn't have the right people in there that wanted to actually make money off the content. They wanted to get as much numbers. My question is, why were they so interested in the amount of numbers battle rap could bring? In my opinion, that was their parent company saying, hey, just get as much data. We don't know how much this is going to make. We don't know if we could recoup money
Mhm.
off this shit. Let's get as much data on this market as possible. I don't think what depending on what their data situation was like and the terms and conditions,
Right.
that might have been the end goal. The end goal for them might not have been really money as much as it was
I don't
data.
think it was money. I don't think that. I feel like it was just one.
I
I mean,
mean,
I
you
can't explain
if
it.
you, they came from money. The people that run
Right.
caffeine, and let me shut up before I get us banned. For they were former employees of Apple. So they came from, and they got those jobs because their parents were employees at executives and shit, right? So they
Right.
came from money. These ain't people that ain't come. They came from money, and they used their connections from Silicon Valley to raise $100 million twice. They did it in 2020 and in 2021. They raised $200 million using battle rap stats and numbers and all that. However much of that went to the battlers, however much of that went to URL, they was good. They made their money off of it. You know what I mean? They didn't really care too much at that point, which is my problem with it because I know I don't think that caffeine is gonna be around 3 to 5 years from now. Only because
You
if you look
always
in the
said that from
market,
jump.
yeah, if you look in the market of streaming applications like Twitch,
Hmm.
who's still around? I remember a couple of years ago, Microsoft had their own Twitch competitor called Mixer, and they had cool development shit and cool options and cool things that you couldn't do elsewhere.
Right.
And they left, and Microsoft got billions of dollars. So if they got into that market and they got out and they were like, nah, it's not worth it, all the other competitors of it. Look, now it's different. Let me shut up because now you got Kick and Rumble, right? You got the Aiden Ross dude. He's over on Kick promoting that. So now they have more competition in the market. But
Those are
again,
all streaming platforms.
yeah, Kick and Rumble are streaming platform. Rumble is kind of like
What
a
about
YouTube
Amp?
one where you could also have Amp.
You ever heard that one, Amp? They're giving out deals
No,
too.
I look into some of these. There's a lot of people trying to get into that market now of streaming and all that. So I think Twitch does have more competitors. But again, Twitch is where the one thing that Twitch does right, and I don't like because I'm a streamer, is they run ads like motherfuckers. It don't matter if you got 2 viewers, 20 or 200. They
Yeah, if
gonna
I'm gonna go over
run
there.
mad ads.
I'm gonna stream my radio show on Twitch because they don't bother you with playing music.
Oh no, you good on Twitch. You
You
can
good
get
on
your full broadcast off on Twitch,
right?
chill. And then once it's done, you can just click a button and it'll automatically upload it to you to your YouTube. So Twitch is up here now. So I don't know.
And
I want to see
really,
where
they
yeah.
talking that big money shit over
and
nothing.
they and they and but that I don't like because now I got into streaming and I
Yeah,
start. You saw that comment, that we seen with Kai not like saying, you know what I mean,
yeah,
shit like that. That's the one thing I noticed now from learning about the industry. I feel like whenever I get into something that I like and then I learn about it, then I'm like, I don't really like it once I learn the in and outs. Like with battle
right.
rap, we know what the good and bad is. With streaming, I'm seeing that it's a whole lot of corniness. Like
Of
it's
course,
people pretending to like corny niggas looking cool because they got money and clout and girls around them that they pay to be around them, but they corny. They don't know how to talk to girls or whatever the case may be. And then all you see is in the chat a whole bunch of just people just bigging them up, glazing in the chat and all that. And it's a lot of corny people supporting corny niggas pretending to be cool, which I think is bad for the
but
next
that's
generation.
every industry. That's every. That's even in battle rap.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly. That's how it is, unfortunately. Once you
shout,
learn into it and all that, but the
shout,
money that they making over there is
mhm.
crazy.
CJ says URL. He said Don C knows what he's talking about. URL is number one in my book, but they made some moves that put them in a negative light. When they streamed RBE Blue Room event for free on Caffeine, I
Mm-hmm.
noticed that's when a lot of the culture started to take notice. Yeah, that did it. Something else before. I think
Easy also
ARP.
streamed the
Oh, easy
GTX
too.
event there.
The easy situation and
So
ARP.
caffeine letting that slide is a little suspect.
ARP being more vocal also added to it. He wasn't always that vocal. That's what people don't realize. He was just taking it on the
I missed
arm
that. I missed that shit. That blog series he did last summer when he was just
with the
dropping
easy.
facts and
Yeah.
receipts. That was fire. I think we need some
But they
more of
still,
that.
I
But
mean, URL, I just feel like, I'm not going to even get on them or whatever. I feel like they are the staple. They are who they are. And I feel like none of that shit ever had to be done. But I guess they just wanted to, you know, play the game.
you learn. But at this point, I think they know they've seen enough comments. They know they kind of see how people are
I don't think
saying
they
it.
give
So
a fuck though.
that's the problem. It's money. They comfortable. They too comfortable. That's why
I mean,
when this whole
it
battle
don't
rap
matter
cassette
though to
thing,
me as a culture person. I just feel like you're not big. Like they want to be the culture. You're not one. The
exactly,
culture is multiple entities that work
exactly. It's
together.
larger than
Not
yourself. You
work
never,
together,
yeah,
but that can coexist. We don't have to work together to coexist. What moves the
exactly.
culture is competition. So competition is
Hmm.
great, but it can be good old great competition. It doesn't have to be shisty, backstabbing
Hmm.
bullshit, or as Boss
Listen,
Lady would say, baby
I
back
seen some
bullshit.
funny shit.
It don't
I
have
seen
to
some
be
funny tweets too, yo. Like,
really like what?
I think after the smack tweet about battle rap being dead, I think JC tweeted something else. I don't know what it was that he said, but Shoddy Horror got at him. JC
Oh,
said
that.
something like the fans, it hurt the fans, it hurt us. And then Shoddy Horror was like, where I agree with you. You mind sending that deposit back that you never showed up? It hurt us, the fans, as a league as a whole. Like he flipped it on him, and
Yeah, I see
JC
that.
ain't say shit after that.
But also a part of that is a part of the downplay. A part of that is, yeah, you late elevation as usual. I already said that. I gotta like, I gotta shout. I gotta get at him like that because
Losing Easy, Surf, Kayshawn, and Verb was a heavy hit. I don't think they lost Verb. Listen,
who said that? Oh,
CJ in the Facebook one. I'm watching the Facebook ones. If you want to handle the YouTube ones,
okay, but
the I don't think they lost Verb. Verb, I think they offer him 10 bands. He's right over there real quick. Verb is just he knows how to talk and make it seem like he can't be controlled. But I think Verb made himself look easily controlled when he dubbed the Iron Solomon battle for the Loaded Lux. Now I get
oh,
it.
hello.
It's
I
Loaded
always
Lux.
that's my number one go to with the whole situation about battle rap. I
Yeah.
always try to tell people battle rap is um not battle rap. Period. The structure is pimp ho. That's the structure. Music industry, whatever it is. But in battle rap, you get opportunities to do some of the pimping. And your stock when your stock is up, you can do the pimping. You got to control. But what he did, he pimped himself out because you didn't respect your contract, you didn't respect your your business relationship. Like you didn't run your battle rap career as a business, right? Because ARP got you your biggest
Mook.
two biggest,
He
yeah,
got you.
Mook.
Yeah. He
Got you
got
Mook.
you, Mook,
The
which got
culture,
you the Lux battle.
right? The culture crowned him king. All you had to do was when they hit you to battle Lux, all you had to do was be like, I have an obligation to battle Iron Solomon. But a lot of his core fans gassed him to allow him to think that it was okay because like the
To dub him for Lux.
yeah, because like that's the mentality. It's Lux. He don't want who wants to battle Iron Solomon. I mean, no, that was his arrangement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so once he did that, he pimped himself out. That's why nobody really gave. I never even seen that battle, but it's not talked about as much. The Lux battle is not as good as the Mook battle.
Mm-hmm.
Not talked about
And
as much.
again, he never did the battle. I could understand saying, yo, listen, I got to do this first, but making up the Solomon battle at
Mm-hmm.
some point in time, which I'm going to be honest with you, I think Verb would have won. Like, I really do think Verb would have beat Solomon, which is crazy because I think Solomon usually shows up with 3 rounds, shows up ready
You
to
think he
rap.
would have beat him? I think it might have. I think it still would have been a good battle for the culture,
Exactly.
though.
Exactly. Any way you flip it. So him not doing the battle at all and then doing all the Twitter shit. Like I feel like if Verb would have just kept it real and said, "Yo, listen, it was this or Lux. I chose Lux."
Right.
And just kept it at that, it would have been all right, whatever. You would have looked bad, but you would have been straightforward and people would have got it. But the thing
No, he
is,
should have been in control because they was not fucking with you. If you pimped yourself up, and before that they wasn't fucking
yeah,
with you. Your stock is up. It's the same. Nothing will that kind of that movement in the culture will never change. I used to tell the girls that all the time when Queen of the Ring was blocking and hating. I'm like, yo, if you take the battle, they're gonna have to rock with you anyway because when you level up your stock, that's what happens. They have no choice because you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is show up and kill this battle. Believe in yourself. Don't let them pimp you out.
that's a
All he had
fact.
to do was say, I had this obligation. I'm going to battle Lux on my time. Because they
You
still
could
would
have
have
done, yeah.
even or and then the way you don't lose that battle is by showing up for the Iron Solomon battle. Stick
Exactly.
to your joints. You know what I'm saying?
The
And to me,
culture wise.
and as a cult, I was gonna say, as a culture person, I always said this that I felt like Verb earned the right to battle Lux in St. Louis. That would have been for the culture
Yeah,
because
that would
he
have been
earned
fire.
that at that moment. And I only got that too. It clicked when I interviewed him at that time. And when he's like the first battle rapper to ever really give his real record. Like he actually admitted to his losses whether you agree or not, he admitted to having like 9 losses. You know what I'm saying? So at that moment,
If
I'm seeing like, yo, this dude then traveled and put St. Louis on. He done battled everybody.
he
And,
should have got that there.
right, he should have. They could have had that. That battle should have been in St. Louis, in my opinion. But you know, it
No,
became less about doing it for the culture a long time ago. That's not. That's like out the fact.
that's a fact.
But
That
that was
is
a
a
perfect
fact.
storyline. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you live and
I
you
do
learn.
gotta call out one person though,
Okay.
Thesaurus. He tweeted out, "I'm unsubscribing from the URL app because they don't want to drop Pat Stavers real sick on YouTube." And I thought that was corny.
You think so?
Um, yeah,
He's
because I heard it
he's
in that
a
voice from him.
man.
He's just, I guess what he was. I mean, listen, I'm not. I don't think he was wrong for saying it. I
Mhm.
do think that battle should drop, but I think it was just corny of him to say that and then follow up with a day or so later. My bad, yo. I think I could have mentioned it to them. Next time, I'll just message them directly instead of venting my frustration.
You know why that's really corny though? Because they just this is how you know that shit is all smoke and mirrors. He was just doing commentating, like he just was doing the
Mm-hmm.
commentary on the URL live. So you
oh,
mean to tell me
oh.
you didn't have nobody you could
we
talk to?
was we
That's
was
why you know
cracking
it's
on
smoke
him
and
that
mirrors.
day. I
It's not
remember that day. He was standing there next to New Nell, sweating like a motherfucker, just dressed bad. You could tell he was uncomfortable being there. We had a ball in the chat watching that shit live, man. I felt bad for him though, because apparently he also battled Emerson Kennedy that weekend and like choked and lost. So I felt like he knew that he wasn't gonna get booked again. Like not only did they book you for a battle and hosting, you kind of dropped the ball at
But
both. I
see,
think he
that's
just
the
knew
shit
that.
that they be doing that sets niggas up for failure because it's almost like they're giving you
Pimping him out.
the
Yeah, you know, the Source
impossible
was gonna say yes to
opportunity,
that.
huh?
Source wasn't gonna say no to that.
No, if
Source said, "What?
nobody is, but
I can
that's what they don't
host? Hell yeah!"
understand. Well, some people will like that's where I respected Mook, even though I didn't
They
respect
would
it.
have charged.
I
They would have
respected.
charged
Hold on, I
for the
respected
second one.
Mook
Yeah.
when he didn't take the easy battle, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't respect it in the same token because you showing that you can't keep up with the pace of this era. But he didn't
Facts.
take the battle because he was like he's not going to show up not prepared. You know what I'm saying? Some people just
That
not.
too.
Some people don't care about the money and the opportunity enough to risk their own brands. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like URL. A lot of people like they set you up. It's like take this
Now
opportunity.
you
It's on you. If
you
you
got a
choke all
point with
rounds,
that.
it's not our problem that you choke all
That's
three
it.
rounds.
Funny thing was Mike P. Same shit with Mike P. I see today he did a video on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Uh, it's called his first battle rap blog in 11 months or something like that, and it's basically him apologizing to Beasley. It's basically him saying when he was going through what he was going through, he went to Twitter first instead of reaching out directly to Beasley. Which I'm guessing is the same thing that Thesaurus said. I don't get it. Because when y'all do the things that y'all do on Twitter, y'all gotta stand on that. And then
These
months
dudes
later,
never. I'm not talking about him, but no, nobody stands on nothing, yo. It's always a recant.
that's a fact. That's a fact, man.
So
I
he's
mean, we're
apologizing
battlers.
now for what? He's trying to get. He's trying to get back.
Well, he said this. He said, "Oh, I was top. He was number 17, I think, in Cody. So he was like, listen, the 1 year that I started doing my own thing and not with URL, I was in the top 20 battlers. So obviously, I was doing something right. And then he basically said that when he was venting about his situation, not liking it, he was telling people or his connections within URL, like, yo, I got to get some better battles, yada, yada. They weren't giving him that. And that instead of going directly to Beasley, or basically, I think he said he had Beasley's number, but he was like, I ain't about to send Beasley a whole paragraph worth of, stuff. Like, I want to, get on the phone. I want to have a conversation. You know how he said it in that white boy voice. You know how he do. So I get him where he's coming from. He wanted to talk and have an honest discussion with him. It didn't happen, and he vented on Twitter and did what. I mean, again, we battle rappers. When we feel a way about something, we go and we let that shit
But
fly. We don't
I
really
guess
think
my
twice.
overall, that only thing I care about is this a way to get back on URL or what?
I think so.
Oh my
I think it
god!
is. I think it is because why else would you do that? Like at this point, especially after, I think honestly, I think he heard all this battle rap is dead shit, yada yada yada. He's probably thinking, yo, URL, they might just be in the market for another Mike P. Man, I might just be able to get back. I think ultimately people like Mike P and like Averb or whatever the case may be, they'll still come back. If URL calls them and says, yo, I got a bag for you, they'll come back because of the
A lot of
love and
people will come
respect they
back,
have for
just
the brands.
but come back with your nuts though. Like be able to move around and let your balls hang. Like I'm saying everybody. You should be able
So
to,
yeah,
because they allow certain battlers are
do that.
battling freely. Yeah. So but that comes with self-respect. It's not
Facts.
URL all the time. It's the battler. Like you have to have self-respect. You gotta have be a man of honor and integrity for yourself, because the moment
They
that
gotta know
you
how to move.
sell out, they you people don't realize this. I was just thinking this. The moment that you sell out or whatever it is, the person you're trying to be down with, they're judging you, yo. The moment you sell
Hmm.
out, they may give you that money, give you that bag, but they're like, I got him,
You lost their
got
respect.
him, got him
Exactly.
in
You
my
lost their
back pocket.
respect.
Yeah, he lost the respect. So it's just like, yo,
The best thing
stand
you
on
could
your
gain
own
is that.
tool, man. I always stood on my own tool in this shit. Stand on your own tool. Like that's just
You know
like
half these
being.
battlers can't do that ring.
Hey,
You
but
know
that's
they
the whole
can't do
thing.
that.
URL knows that, and they play on that. That's the whole thing. You took the money, or if you took the money, come on, you took the money, dude.
Hmm.
Like, then you jumped out the window. You went to internet and jumped out the window. They expecting you to do that because this is a never ending cycle for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like stand on your own too, man. Just be a man or be a woman. Like do what you say you're gonna do. If you going if you saying something opposing that, stand on that too.
Yeah.
Or
I
say
want to give a
no.
shout out to Maria too. She mentioned that Eunice was the one that was given rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Eunice is this one dude. I heard his name.
What's
He
your
was
thoughts on him?
coming up. I only think I think I saw him on Battle on King of the Dot once. I heard his name a lot. Heard his name on the come up. Now here's what's crazy. I heard that he was one of these battlers that came up, started his battle rap run on Discord. He's one of the Discord battle rappers through the
Yeah.
Discord leagues and all that. And what's crazy is I low key feel like I might have met him years ago back when I was looking with New Rap City stuff, looking for Discords or shit like that for battlers. And I think I came across, I feel like I remember his name. So I think if he was able to, go from that to getting into where he is, I think it's dope. But I'm gonna be real with
Because
you.
now they going crazy with spaces battles.
Now they going crazy with the spaces battle, and now that's its own thing, and it's accepted. It's accepted to the point where again, call me a hater, but GTX, they have, the person that they got, booking battlers, as far as like what I've seen, is somebody who, the only credit they have is that I think they run Discord Battle League or something like that, or they know the Discord Battle Rap League scene, which again I think is dope and all that, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about, as a battler, you being able to get lit on Discord, which you could have potentially had your bars written right in front of you, and then somehow, some way, end up getting booked by King of the Dot just because you lit on Discord and people are talking about you on Spaces and Twitter and all that, and you kind of shortcut your way into the game and just being heard. Here's my whole thing: being
Mm-hmm.
able to be heard as a battler. We know that those first couple battles where you don't know nobody there, they don't know you, they don't know how you rap, they don't know how your style of humor is. We know that getting them to even hear us, especially battling in New York, coming up like that, getting them to even hear us is the first goal. It's not even getting them to cheer for us; it's getting them to actually
It's a
listen to
new
us and
era,
gain our
though.
attention.
I mean, I agree, but it's a different way. It's a digital era. It's a different way
I'm
to
gonna
do.
feel a way about this, Rain. I'm gonna feel a way about this new digital era. All right, because New Rap City would have been that digital
Wow.
era, and you're right, Rain. Because you know what? You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You just mentioned something that got me thinking.
All
You're
right.
right. You let them pimp you, they gonna keep on doing that shit, and you fucking right. Now I look back on it. When I did that battle versus Martyr, my dumb ass just let them run shit. I should have been like, oh, hold up, we're gonna do this battle on Clubhouse. Open up your computer real quick, and you and I are going live on New Rap City, and we're gonna do it both at the same time. Webcam on the computer and have your shit out. Why didn't I do that? I should have did that.
So what are you saying? You saying you don't like the audio battles?
Not that I don't like it. I think it's good. I think it's innovative. Again, this is coming from somebody who tried to build the online platform
Yeah.
for all things battle rap. So I definitely love it. Maybe that
So
it's
you,
happening on Discord and on Twitter and all these other things, and not platforms that are built for that. So if this
okay.
somehow gets out there, I would like anyone who's involved with that. I don't know, maybe we could talk or something, because again, I would like to build y'all your own Discord or your own platform for it. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is that we still letting the other big we're still building our infrastructures on top of other platforms, where I think, if again, when battle rap gets its own platform, its own social network, that's when I think we'll really be able to flurry, and a lot of these online battles will be a lot doper. I ain't hating on them, but shout out to Eunice for being able to get to
Nah,
where
the
he's at.
only the well, I mean, I think you. So Maria's saying that it shouldn't build your resume for a live. I think it should get you the opportunity, and then how you do live is how you do live. It's still going to be your first live battle, but it's just a way
Yeah,
to get there. And don't get it twisted; they are not. It's not a real shortcut per se, because he did a lot of those. And the people that are getting their names buzzing on spaces, they're not getting buzzing off on spaces off one battle. Where a live battle, if you're super dope your first battle, you can take right off. You know what I'm
for sure.
saying? So it's not, it's pros and cons, but I think it's still a good way. And sidebar, I tried to alley oop that way for a certain platform when things didn't go right, but I'm glad they didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, but they could
Yeah,
be dominating that shit right now, because now it's like the thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, get your bars off, man. We got these bars off. But go watch Eunice versus Hansel. It's a good battle. That's one of the.
that one I
That's
gotta
the
see. I only saw like that one time he was on King of the Dot during like the season and all that. And I remember at the time just feeling away, because the last thing I had heard of him was he had, I think, one battle, and then straight to that off of his popularity. So yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I think, as a battler, I'm judging it differently. But the only reason why is because buzz is a buzz. Nowadays, being popular in battle rap is actually worth more than it was back then. If you're popular in
Mhm.
battle rap nowadays, however you get popular, it don't matter how you get popular. If you popular in battle rap nowadays and you willing to, like you said, put in the work and do a couple battles here at Discord or whatever the case may be, you will get the right shine. You will get the connection, that hookup, that here, put you on a bigger platform. I will say that, yeah, I see that now. Um, but yeah, and look at Anderson Burst, right? That's another person who, good rapper, but what he really does
He's not
well is his
good,
marketing.
yo. He's trash. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
you're
call
right.
people trash. He's not good, yo. Shout out to him. He's very entertaining. He's a good marketer. I like how he markets himself.
Yeah,
You
I'll say
know,
that.
great with the like clips and shit like that. But rapping, no.
Yeah. He hasn't hit a bar yet that I thought was fire. I've watched his battles. I
He's
don't know
not a
how
good
he
rapper, yo.
survives. Somehow he survives though. But I don't see him like he hasn't gotten a win that I've seen. I mean,
He got
again,
one
other
major
than
win. He got one major win, and unfortunately, it's against a big homie. And I was disgusted that he got
mm,
that win, but he got it. I won't. I'm not gonna say who. Someone who you
well,
know.
let's see. Let's see. He's going next. He's going up against another big homie next. He's going up against Sharon. I don't think he
Oh,
win to
really?
Sharon.
How he got that
Yeah.
battle?
I don't know. There was from what
It's
I
gonna be
see
a
here.
mockery. I thought it was gonna be a
Oh,
mockery.
look, the Riot versus Rap Off.
Yeah, I saw that card
So
today.
Rap Off is yeah. So he's on that one if I'm not
I
mistaken.
want to
He's
say one thing about that. I feel like real name Brandon versus Big K would have been a better matchup than NXT versus Big K.
that's true.
I would
That's
prefer real
very
name
true.
Brandon. I don't know NXT's battles like that, but I don't feel like he got that energy.
It's not a good style
Big
clash.
K is gonna like nerd him to death.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, real name Brandon versus Big K would have been a great
That would
style
have been way
clash.
more fire. But
Yeah,
you know,
and
that's my
again, Big K.
2 cents. But
Let's
we
see.
gonna wrap it
Let's
up, man.
show.
We gotta do
Get
this
your
again, man.
bars off,
Get your bars
baby.
off,
That
man.
was lit.
I think this is the name I'm going with right now. Since people keep saying podcast, I'm gonna go with that. Get your bars off because it's like a double. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
tap
Oh, we
in,
broke
get your
some shit
bars
down
off,
today.
or get your actual bars off. You feel me?
There you go. Double entendre.
Double as
We
a
got our
double.
bars off. I actually did get
Bars
some
off.
bars off now that I think
You
about
did
it
get some.
too. Shit.
It's a good clip that you should use with the one when you're going off about just now, like about 10. That's a good clip.
I should. I should, man. But if I do, then you know what they're gonna say, like, oh nah, that's just years ago, yada yada. You know how the truth be nowadays.
Well, real quick, shout out
Battle
to
rap
my guy
turning
B
into the
Sharp. He
comedy
said, "So
game.
is battle rap turning into the comedy game? Online comics that's popular that never worked the club. Sounds like the craft about to hurt because online comedians suck on
Comedians suck
stage.
on stage.
Ah, that's a good.
Yo,
No, the ones
shout
that
out to
are
you.
impacting, they're not. No, he. The one example that we're using is Eunice. Also, shout out to Rain Fire Moon. I think she got her buzz off of Spaces too, and she's fire in person. So that don't really, it's not the same. I don't think it's the same. I think that the online is a way because even a lot of name battlers are doing online battles too for rec.
I
So
got it.
it's
Yeah,
just
I gotta
another avenue.
yeah get
It's
in
an
tune
avenue.
with that. Like that part of the game. I haven't really looked into it, but I like the analogy though. Of battle rap turning into the comedy game. Um, I definitely think you're gonna see a lot more battlers becoming stand-up comedians, myself
Think
included.
so?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let me tell you something, Rain. Right now, I feel like I would rather do like a stand-up than like a battle, only because I'd get to use all the skills that I mastered as a battler, and as a stand-up, again, no crowd, just you and the crowd, no battler next to you to kind of have to gear you towards battling and all that.
Right.
I think battlers, a lot of battlers, you'll see that pivot to stand up comedy if that's really if they're entertainers more than they are rappers, or again, sometimes it's just good to do
No,
both.
you're
I've
right.
seen
I see a transition. I'm seeing them do skits. I did see one or two lower tier battlers pump comedy too.
it's funny you
So
mentioned skits because that's also the online aspect of it. I
mhm.
think modern day battle rappers are probably gonna try to be like online comedians. I think they're gonna do a lot more skits and like shit like that to try to get into that algorithm of YouTube and shit of
It makes
Instagram and
sense.
all that.
You're right. Somebody was saying that. It makes sense.
But
Yeah,
it's interesting,
I want to do
yeah,
some skits. So, Maria
yeah.
said Tubi. Yeah, I'm gonna do a boss chick movie. I'm gonna do
That'd be
Maria
fire.
said
I'm
Tubi.
trying to get on Tubi. I ain't going front. If I see some
Nah,
shit, if I
Tubi's
want to get
lit
on,
right now.
yo, that's acting credits. If you get on
I
Tubi, you
want
got
Tubi to stop
IMDb.
fronting like Tubi. Like those movies is like some of those movies is crazy.
I haven't seen them. I haven't
Nah,
seen them.
the acting is like beyond subpar. But shout out to Tubi. There are some good ones on there too, but it's
There's
still
a
some
market for
crazy.
everything.
Yeah, but it's good. It's been good, man. We got to do this. We're gonna do it again real soon. Are you checking
Sure.
for the trenches this weekend?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. I want to see how the tournament plays out. I like the idea of that, of bringing in more tournaments for battlers, and Easy having the connection of Remy is great because for these battlers, you do a good performance here, you might get booked on Chrome 23 or something, Kings vs Queens, who
But
knows type shit. So
sidebar, where I mean, it's kind of quiet right now. I'm guessing she's gonna pop back out in the spring because it was supposed to be the 2nd year anniversary this month.
ooh. I don't think she's feeling battle rap, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's
I
probably
think
caused too much
you gotta
turmoil.
that and not enough money. If Smack is saying it, I'm sure she felt it the past 2 years. You know what I
But
mean? Not really
it's the
making money
wrong
off it.
narrative. That's not true though. It's not about it not being enough money. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that y'all got it while the getting was good. Now we're scaling back because that money was never recoupable, yo. From a business standpoint, they was never recouping $50,000 bags for more than one person on the card. In addition to the
Mm.
overhead expenses and everything else. I mean, I don't know their whole layout. I don't know all the numbers, but it's based their business model, especially with the deal with caffeine, is based on money a sponsor.
Yeah.
So
There was yeah.
caffeine essentially was
Ball drop
sponsoring. Like it's based on a budget that is not necessarily the URL, a budget that's being
artificial,
provided
yeah,
by somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
an artificial economy. An artificial economy. That's the key word there.
So it's not that the money is gone. It's like no, we're not going to cash out. It has to make more sense.
No, I mean you could only burn so much money for so long. Whatever the business model originally was of caffeine and URL. Again, you can only burn money for so long until you have to start making a profit.
Maria
Smack
said,
can easily start making a profit by posting more battles. That's that on YouTube.
Maria said, easy on the blockchain has an event can't conflict with him. What you mean?
I think I'm not sure. I think as the battler or as the like the tournament. I don't know. I like the blockchain thing though. Easy to blockchain
Yeah,
captain.
Tasha K was calling him easy on the blockchain.
Oh, that's probably where the name came from.
It did.
Yeah, he should have got higher, man. That's one takeaway I gotta say is he should have definitely been higher on the Cody.
Yeah,
Um, that's that.
but
Oh, she said she can't throw an event when her boo throwing one.
uh, nah, that's not it.
Nah, not the side piece.
No, because when that whole shit popped off, it was a back-to-back event. Trenches had one weekend and Chrome had the following.
Mm.
They were doing back-to-backs. Nah, that's not even it. Because I feel like some announcement would have been made for second. It's the 2nd year anniversary. But I don't know. We gotta stay tuned, man. Stay tuned.
Yeah, let's let tax season finish up and let's see where the chips fall, where the money in battle rap comes back or not.
Yo, stop saying that, yo. It's not about coming back. I just got booked 2 battles. People are still getting booked. This is the year of the small leagues, man. It's not about the money
Year
because
of competition. Yeah,
that money was not even being seen by more than 20% of the culture. There was like an elite
a small amount,
ten
small
percent,
percentage.
15% of battle rappers was getting that bread. What about the whole rest of the culture? What about the other guys who, like, that's not the money is not going. It's self-contained. We own it, so we can get it. That's how I look at it. But
Yeah. Well, I want to see
he
where
never
it goes,
said
man.
the
I want to see
money
where it
was
goes.
gone. He said that the big bags ain't.
It's not coming back. Yeah.
This is the earn your keep era. You want to get
That's
booked?
interesting.
Earn your keep, my man.
What are we gonna call this era? Are we officially in a new era of battle rap? It's an interesting question.
I don't know. Maybe. Wherever would this be? It's still like because to me, the last couple of years that was a caffeine era, and the reason why I say caffeine era, not just because of them with caffeine, but the speed of the pace turned up with battle rap.
Hmm.
You had to keep up. Like that's why I said I started taking back like anybody who's going to book. Like I'm taking them. I'm doing a battle a month or every other month. Can I come with my rounds prepared within this period of time. The caffeine era was that they were battling like every 2 weeks. Or, you know what I'm saying? URL was having mad events. They had
Yeah,
to
no, they
keep
was
up, couldn't
bugging.
keep up. You know what I'm saying? So
Good
that's why.
times, man.
Good times. It's a new era. We don't know what it's called yet. By the end of the year, we'll figure it out. But I feel like it's still up for battle rap, especially since see the whole thing is people don't realize, and I realized this years ago. Like when mainstream is lit, battle rap is like the opposite. Battle rap is
Mm,
what keeps the shit alive. So when battle rap is lit, mainstream is not as popular. Like it's not right now. Mainstream is all right, and mainstream is battling. Isn't that crazy? There's like three
that
rap
is true.
battles in the mainstream industry right now. So,
Oh, we ain't got no responses yet, so I still feel a way about that. These rap
oh yeah,
battles going, you know what I
Eminem.
mean?
Who else? That's just really M. Oh,
Um,
Nicki lost, I guess.
you
Because
know, she was
Mega's like,
vibing.
I'm on to the next.
And I don't think Ice Spice
Pusha
wants
T,
any
Pusha
smoke with
T.
Lotto.
Nah, Ice Spice bar for bar is not seeing a lot of.
Yeah. You just steer clear from that one, bro.
That
Just
wasn't even.
steer clear.
She took a shot, but it wasn't a diss record. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is way
Yeah.
more lit than where battle rappers right now. Battle rap is still popping, but it's just like they kind of like it's like a seesaw.
Well, what are we missing? A bad guy? Does battle rap need a big bad
No,
to
it needs some
arrive?
good battles. The top battles right now to move the culture that can happen potentially. The main one is Hitman and Mook, and now I'm gonna chop it
Easy and
up
Rock.
hopefully with uh Easy and Rock will be a great one. And now on a different Snake Eyes and Riggs. I don't know if you've seen that whole back and forth, but the Snake Eyes and they sold that battle. So there's battles that are being sold organically that can really impact the culture if they happen, and they happen to be good. I think, you know. So
I'm looking forward to it. Let's
yeah,
see. The year of the small leagues, man. Let's see
yeah, the
if
sport league. Let's get it, man. Shout out to I'm gonna be
let's
in
get to it.
Ohio, two different parts of Ohio in the next couple of months. So
Fire.
shout out to Ironclad Battle League. I'm going
Yeah.
back to Canton, and shout out to um the Rap League. Is it the Rap League? The Rap League. I'm going out to Cincinnati. So
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah, the small
Three
league.
stripes
Let's
then.
get it.
There we go.
Let's
Shout
get
out to
it.
you for
Yeah, I'm
that
down
work.
for it. You feel me?
That's fire. That's fire. Nah, you always been on that type time. So I know when you start going like OT, I feel like that's where you kind of
I
show
feel like I'm
you
50
that
Cent now.
that
I gotta leave New York to get some work.
I feel like when I've seen when you're out of state battles, I feel like you hold your own remarkably fucking well. Like it's one of these
Thanks.
things where like that's hard. I told you about that. So even when I saw you battle live, like you owned the room. Like you took over. Like no. Even before the battle started, again, I respect that you owned it. That's something that just psychology wise, that's not easy for anyone to do in any
I need
situation.
to be in tune with that because when I'm like there in the moment, not that I don't feel like I don't own it, but I don't feel like I'm there. You know what I mean? Like
You're
enough
just
to be,
existing in it.
yeah, enough to be like so on point to like be able to respond in real time to what's going on. Like, be so on point. Like, I don't know how to articulate it, but when I watch it, it seems like I have the control. Like, I do have control as an MC, but I don't
Yeah.
feel like that in the moment. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I go into a zone. Like, let me just get these bars out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to
You're
feel
doing the
more
zone too.
like
Yeah,
loose.
live it.
Like I know, like I can just respond to whatever. But I think that comes with over preparing. If you over prepare, you get into that bag where I can tap into a freestyle or I can respond to a heck. See, that's why I was saying that they wasn't giving Geechee credit for. Like
That's
he
true. The little
that's not
things.
easy to do to
That's a fact.
respond to everybody talking shit. Like he
In the
literally was
moment.
responding to every single person talking shit and still got back to his round. That's not easy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
over preparedness in material and also having a like just being mad, like confident and cocky, borderline cocky. But if you battle rap is the one sport where if you can sell it, they'll accept it. They're not gonna like being cocky or
You
being
gotta sell it.
overly
Yeah,
braggadocious. You got to be able to sell it, right? And that's the thing of you either got it or you don't. That's either who you are or who you not.
right.
So it's really also, I think in your case, Rain, that would also be a thing. Like be, like if you could find a way to kind of be in character or something. It's weird because you're right. I feel like being on that side of things, on being over prepared, you can also be extra. You could also do a little bit too much. I mean, like I know it's being on the other side of that. You know what I mean too.
Because it's mad stuff
Um,
that I didn't do that I want to do. Like I want to get into that zone where I like when battlers be in your space, be walking around you in circle, like walking, like do that circle. In my mind, I'm like, I gotta practice that, I guess. But in my mind, I'm like, I plan to do that, but it just
yeah.
hasn't happened
In
yet.
the moment, yeah.
In the
That's
moment,
yo,
I'm not
that's a
there. Yo.
fact. I've always wanted to kind of have that type of performance,
Yeah, like
and I
give
don't
that.
think I've ever
People
had it.
always tell me that, like, yo, why you didn't give her more,
Like,
more aggression. I be feeling like
yeah.
I'm naturally aggressive, so I don't be trying to turn aggression on. But you feel
Hmm.
me? So it's just like
Well, it's the wrestling aspect of battle rap, in my opinion. Um, they want to see more of you acting it out.
this
You
era
know,
does that. They want to see
this
hands
era
waving.
exactly, and it's weird too because the more sporadic you are, the more they listen to your bars. Like if you're somebody who like just kind of sits back and raps, they kind of tune out.
Yeah,
And no matter how good the raps are, you have to be very, at the very least, if you're not gonna do too much with your hands, you gotta have motion around the stage and keep and move and
motion. Yeah, see, that's what I had. I was just talking about my matrimony battle, right? That's the one time I showed up at 100% completely. Like I was so ready. I I freestyled every round. Like I took shots. I
yeah,
worked that whole ring. Like I had this. Like I was like
yeah,
a character. Like you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that. I want to get back to that because that's what it showed me too. Seeing the last Queen of the Ring event, people don't realize that the ring is different. It's another level
mhm.
of the stage. It's like the ring is like the big
I've
stage.
always wanted a battle there. You have always wanted a battle there just because
You
of
gotta
that. Like
work
that,
it though. A lot of
it's a
girls just stay
fact.
right in the middle, or they play
I'm
a.
surprised. I'm surprised that setting never transitioned over to like men battle rap. I'm surprised I haven't seen too many events with like men
They
battle
have
rapping in the
people
ring
have
like that.
tried it. There people have. I think the newer league shot what's it called? They do theirs not really in the kinda in the ring because they wear the referee like the host wears the
God,
referee shit. What's it
so it
called?
looks like a wrestling
Fight
match.
back. It's called
Oh
Fight
shit.
Back Arena. So
Okay.
they're not really.
I like
I
that.
think they did one battle in a ring. I'm not sure, but other smaller leagues have done that in the ring. But I feel like Queen of the Ring because it's also
It's
propelled
yeah,
the way it is. Like you have to work that shit, and that's why the
it's a
last event,
fact.
a lot of girls didn't really because you got people on four sides.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's interesting. That's interesting. That also I think ties into what I'm saying about being a new era. Like I think this era is so reliant or basically like the attention span of this era is different.
Right,
This is the Gen Z TikTok era where things have to happen fast. So even just visually, somebody just rapping, let's say they open it on TikTok or something like that, and there's no audio. If you're just standing still, they're not really gonna be as entertained as somebody who's doing this and doing
right.
that and all that.
That's
So I
gonna make
think
you
this
hit the audio, hit the sound. Like, let me see what they saying. You
mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Boom. And I think that also visually, like I saw the other day, somebody was posting around a clip of a battle saying, "Oh, he punched him in the face or something." And I watched it, and he didn't punch him in the face. And I commented, everybody commented the same thing, like, "Yo, bro, you
Yeah,
clickbaiting
I
on this
saw that.
shit."
I saw that.
And but I realized I low key understood why he was doing it in the sense of I just need to get these numbers up. It made you watch the video type shit. You feel me? Which I understood it in that sense. But aside from that, it tells me we're clearly in a new era. See, even that what he was doing, I think, was different too. Like there was an era where you were told as a battler you got to post your battle in 18 different battle rap groups 3 times a day, every day for 2 weeks after the battle drops. To the point where it was just kind of obnoxious. You know what I mean? So
But
we don't
low
live to
key
see it.
though, I want to get back to that too because I feel like honestly, I always say that's what Angry Fan did. That I remember when Angry Fan was like doing his blogs and shit. Yo, every time he dropped a blog, one thing I respected about him was his work ethic, his grind. Cause it don't matter if people. That's why I try to tell people it don't matter about the views. It don't matter about. It matters that you dropped it. It don't matter if there's no engagement on it. It's the fact that people
Mm-hmm.
know that you're sharing this fucking shit. They don't gotta acknowledge it, but they know they keep seeing it. After a while, they're gonna press it. The ones who don't support, I'm saying. But
Yeah.
that's how he built his fan base, his following, because he got one of the most long running um support like
Like yeah, the
movements.
groups and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And
That
I
group on Facebook
remember
is
though,
huge.
he was sharing those blogs to every single group, like how you said, nonstop, every
Yeah.
group, 3 weeks, like. And I
Three
feel
times
like
a day
that
was a
level
lot.
is needed. You gotta kind of like not care, like now
That's a
if
fact.
I chop it up and I put it out, I gotta kind of like don't care if people watch it or not. It's just about because after a while they're gonna like you know what I'm saying. It's the work ethic. It pays off after a while. Battle rappers
Yeah.
need to do that more. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. I feel like they
Well,
share for a little bit. Mm-hmm.
it's the gatekeeper era, right? Like the way that they're getting on now, since a lot of these battles, at least the URL guys, the battles being on the app, but
Mm-hmm.
even the rest of them, I feel like again, you're right, they're not doing enough sharing and promotion and marketing the battle themselves. Um, so they're getting on via
Because it
kind of the
does
gatekeeper.
work, right? I'm seeing it for
Yeah.
myself. See, for me, what and I haven't done it in a while with with the other battles, but I want like when I see that say I'm battling on a smaller league, I see who got what's the top for even though the league is small, what's the top amount? Who got the most views? So I'm trying to compete with that. I don't care. It's like, oh, you got only got
Yeah.
1,000, 2,000, whatever. If I'm only at this, I'm gonna keep sharing. And I realize that over time it does work because the numbers do go up. People just have
Yeah.
to see it because people don't see every single post, yo. So
That's
you
a fact.
gotta
The
keep sharing
algorithms are
shit.
like
You
that.
gotta be your biggest shit. You gotta be your biggest cheerleader, yo. Real talk.
That's a fact.
But I think
We'll
we
see
got
where
enough
it comes
bars
to
up.
that.
I was
That's a
we ended
fact.
up going straight to 12. I was like trying to get out of here,
Facts.
but it's all good.
You notice.
Man, my man, combat
Salute.
salute
He was
till next time.
here. Get your bars off. This
Get
was
your
lit.
balls off. Cheer.
Broke down battle rap science here.
All right.
Learn some.
Peace.
Peace out, y'all.